can ensure food self-sufficiency through intensification and diversification of production. And according to this KGI official, this machine will be made available to farmers in the not too distant future.
Very soon, before the next rainy season, very soon, when I say very soon, before the next rainy season, Kenya will make sure that, enough is available on the ground so that farmers who are interested, can come to the office and then got the actual price and then, buy it for their farm use, and also, companies that are doing farming also are also invited to make inquiries at the KGI office at Kairaba Avenue.
It is hoped that the introduction of this machine to farmers will boost the agricultural sector, thereby strengthening President Jammeh's vision of making the Gambia the food basket of Africa. For Grts News, I am Aisatumane.
We'll be back with news from outside the Gambia after this break.
Lucozade Energy, energizing Gambia.
Welcome back. South Africa's Blade Runner, Oscar Pistorius, is due in court on Tuesday, and police have charged him with the murder of his girlfriend. Pistorius has rejected the allegation. His management company says the Blade Runner has pulled out of 5 upcoming races to focus on the legal proceedings. And on the same day Pistorius returns to court, River Steenkamp will be buried. Authorities have said little about the possible motive for the shooting, but prosecutors plan to up the charge to premeditated murder. CNN's Nkepele Mabusi has more on how her death has shocked South Africa.
At the shopping center just up the road from Oscar Pistorius' house, there's still shock and disbelief that the 8-time Paralympic medalist is accused of murdering his girlfriend on Valentine's Day.
Sunday.
I saw them the Sunday before the shooting, this man says. They were holding hands and looked so happy. I'm very upset, this man says. He was very generous. He tipped us more than $10 every time. The only reason I never went to bed hungry was because of Oscar Pistorius. The double amputee, the first ever to compete in the able-bodied Olympics, is charged in the death of model River Steenkamp. CNN has been told investigators believe that in this high-security complex where he lives, Pistorius shot Steenkamp 4 times through a closed bathroom door and then carried her downstairs where she died. His family says he's innocent.
We have no doubt here is no substance for the allegations, and that the state's own case, including its own forensic evidence, strongly refute any possibility of a premeditated murder or murder as such.
This is where Oscar Pistorius spent the weekend, in a police cell with a charge of premeditated murder hanging over his head. Just around the corner from here is Pretoria Boys High, a school that prides itself with producing some of South Africa's greatest achievers, among them Oscar Pistorius. The case has reignited a debate over gun control and the high levels of domestic violence in the country.
When we look at all murders of women, our rate of murder of women in South Africa is about 5 times higher than the global average.
She says tougher gun laws instituted in 2000 significantly reduced the overall homicide rate in the country, but not intimate partner murders.
Many countries in the world don't even collect data on the proportion of women who are killed by intimate partners. But a country like the United States that does have those statistics enables us to make a direct comparison. And there we see that South Africa has a rate that is 3 times higher than the rate found in the US.
Pistorius, who has not yet issued a plea, already is assembling a high-profile defense team, an indication he's approaching this case with the same determination that has won him international acclaim in the athletic arena. Nkepele Mabuse, CNN, Johannesburg.
Concern about China's one-child policy is growing. Some people who once supported the rule are critical of it. And for one family in particular, the change of heart has to do with the loss of their only son. Sinen's Marichan shares their story.
The name on the headstone is of Tian Yao, his parents' only son. He died of cancer last year at just 21, leaving this family shattered. Other families are celebrating the Spring Festival together, his mother cries. But look where we are. This is China's one-child policy, gone tragically wrong. At their apartment in Beijing, Tian Yao lived and died. There's no bitterness here, just concern about how they will manage in a country where pensions are low and children are expected to look after their parents in old age.
A lot of people before us and after us supported the policy. We supported it, but the current policy does not have a concrete plan. And although little by little they're trying to make it complete, I think that the government will not care for us. We're 50. As we get older, what will happen?
Of course, for a parent, the loss of a child is always deeply traumatic and sad. But here in China, because of the strict one-child policy, the death of a daughter or a son can be even more devastating, depriving millions of families, not just of a loved one, but of a future. Help is scarce, but at the offices of the Love Delivery Hotline, an aid agency in Beijing, childless pensioners are offered counselling and financial support to enter retirement homes. But organisers say the Chinese government should do more.
They need a policy for the consequences of the one-child policy. What you see is middle-aged and elderly people facing the difficulties of growing old without anyone to depend on. They must quickly implement policies that compensate them for this.
Back at their son's grave, the parents of Tian Yao are overwhelmed. Let's go now, sobs his mother, or we'll be even more sad. For many of China's bereaved parents, mere compensation could never be enough. Matthew Chance, CNN Beijing.
From China there, we take another break.
Unique Solutions brings you its latest products and services powered by 4G WiMAX technology. UMAX opens up a whole world of possibilities that you've never experienced before. Connectivity with a difference, suitable for all internet users. MMAX gives you true mobility at super-fast broadband speeds, full on Hawaii, everything, everywhere, and every day. Experience super-fast internet in a fresh new world, faster than you can ever imagine. Available only at Unique Solutions. For further information, call us now on 4390-424. Unique Solutions, your award-winning service provider, celebrating Gambian service excellence on a global platform. Unique Solutions, an ACE Consortium member.
Welcome back. From singers Jay-Z and Beyonce to the world's fastest man Usain Bolt, there were almost as many celebrities in the crowd as on the court for this season's NBA All-Star Game. And for a third year running, the best in the West got the better of the Eastern Conference's top players. We have more on that and news of Spanish tennis is Rafael Nadal's comeback.
Dominating quite the same way as he normally does for the Heat. This impressive slam, part of only 19 points on the night. And it was LA Clippers star Chris Paul who picked up the MVP award after 15 assists. Oklahoma's Kevin Durant benefiting on more than one occasion. Durant was on court longer than anyone else, and he scored a game-high 30 points. And with Kobe Bryant also turning provider for the Thunder star, Durant down 13 from 24 shots. Let's take a look at James losing the ball again. This time Blake Griffin takes advantage. The Clippers star racked up 19 points, although Paul added 20 of his own as the West ran out winners by 143 to 138. Rafael Nadal has sent out a warning to his rivals at the top of men's tennis after winning the Brazil Open. He beat David Nalbandian in straight sets to show he's on his way back to his best. Last week, the Spaniard lost his first tournament since returning from a 7-month injury layoff. Now says he's feeling better than ever. And Serena Williams' coach says the Americans trying to beat the records of Martina Navratilova and Chris Evert after becoming the oldest world #1 in the history of women's tennis. The landmark for Williams came despite losing to the